What we're working on right now is the B set or the 31 set, and our setter, which is Rachel, we will probably do 200 to 300 of these a day while just sitting on a box, and then we'll remove the box and she will jump set probably about 100. We like to set a lot of balls on the box because it allows the setter to focus only on the hands and doesn't have to worry about anything else. Right now, Rachel's focused on a set and return technique where she sets the ball and brings the hands back to her setting position. This is, I think, a great way to teach young kids how to set. We really want Rachel to take the ball anywhere between 6 and 12 inches above the forehead and get the ball out of her hands quickly. Notice how her hands return right back into her setting position after she contacts the ball. Rachel's already got about 120 contacts in about 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. So that's a pretty good percentage. Go, here we go. Ratio. Do one more set of these. One good thing to do when you're teaching your setter this technique is, in these drills like this, have the setter focus only on their hands and not worry about where the ball goes. Then they can get really good feedback just by watching their hands, making sure they're staying disciplined with the hands. We're going to go the same drill but with the jump set this time. Here we go. Still looking at the hands, making sure she finishes high with her set and return technique. We want her hands to do the same thing on every single set. That's how you develop setting consistency. One thing that Rachel does that we've been really working hard on is sometimes she sets on her way down. A lot of setters will do that. The key, you want to try and get the ball at the top, the peak of your jump. And it is a hard thing to master, but we've been really working at it pretty hard. If you set up the ball on the way down, sometimes the ball will lose some of its momentum and your sets will die. If you can get it at the top of your jump, you're going to set through it better, set through the ball better. Teaching your setter to set the B, tell them to set the ball through the hitter. That way the ball will not die. You're going to set the ball through it so the ball would keep going through their head. Every third ball will be off the net. 2 perfect, third one is coming off the net. Here we go. Most of our footwork patterns you will see will be left, right, set. 200 to 300 of these off the box. Rachel's working on a couple things here. One, really using her wrist to get the ball back and keeping her back straight, trying not to give the set away. The tosser becomes extremely important in this drill because they have to put the ball in a place where the setter will not bend their back. Trying to get the ball out of her hands as quickly as she can while keeping the back straight with good wrist flexibility. And the more you do this, the more flexible your wrists are going to get. Ideally, we want to get to the point where Rachel will contact the ball at the same spot on the front set and the back set. A lot easier said than done, but that's what we're trying to get at. Okay, all right, this time Rachel's going to flip the ball back with her right hand, a technique she would use on tight sets. And this is something that just takes a lot of practice. It's a lot easier on your legs if you work on a box, doing this on a box. You can get the feel of it without having to max jump all the time. Good? Nice. When Rachel moves off the net, she's using a left-right footwork. Is trying to get square to the outside antenna on contact. Actually setting the ball over her shoulder rather than behind her head. Good. This next series of drills we're going to do is Rachel's just going to self-toss and set the ball into the target. This is really good because you can do this on your own. The coach does not have to be in the gym, and Rachel can come in here and do this for hours when she's got some free time. Again, she's focusing right now, just basically focusing on her hands, working on her technique. And whenever we can, we always like to set the ball into a target because it gives the setter really good feedback on where the ball should be. All right, let's go into a jump set now. All right, going off the net 4 steps. When Rachel's moving off the net, notice it's a 4-step footwork, but she's almost moving sideways to the ball. We're doing this because it helps her square her shoulders up. There are a lot of setters that can run into the ball and still get squared up. Rachel does a lot better job if she's almost going sideways to get to the ball rather than running and squaring up. When she runs and squares up, she has the tendency to over-rotate her shoulders, which causes an inconsistent set. We like to try and keep things pretty well squared up. Straight along the net. Again, in these drills, you want your setter to really focus on their hand discipline and getting the ball at the top of the jump. Once they get a consistent contact in their hands, with their hands, then the consistency of the set will all come together. Off the net now. Okay, these next series of drills, Rachel will start setting about 6 or 7 feet from the target. She has to hit 5 in a row. After she hits 5 in a row, she'll move back and keep moving back. She's got to get 5 in a row at each spot. She moved back about 5 feet. Okay, now moves back again. All right, so then moves back again. As a coach, you're still looking at the setter's hands every time, making sure they're doing the exact same thing. Okay, now we're going to have Rachel just set one on the net and come off the net using her 4-step. Oh. Good job with the hands. Square it up, good. Every outside set we do, she sets, will always be set into a target. Now we're going to put the tempo ring in the drill. And this, I think this is a very effective tool. It's really helped our setter out immensely. Go ahead and toss, Kyle. Now she's got to get the ball through the ring and in the basket. And she'll probably set usually 200 or 300 of these a day. Just working on her tempo. She used to get to the point when we first started, she was making about 35 or 40%. Last couple weeks, she's been about 80 to 85%. The hitters on our team really appreciate the tempo ring because the height of the sets have become so much more consistent because of this device. As a coach, I'm still looking at Rachel's hands. I can usually tell when she has good hand mechanics, it's going to go in. Okay, we are working on the pipe set now. And what we would really like for Rachel to do is to be squared up to the outside hitter, so everything looks like it's going out there, and just to be able to flip the ball back in front of her shoulder to the pipe hitter. We want this to be a second tempo set, where the tacker is tacking the ball at about 8 feet from the net. The hand contact should be the same when she brings her hands up. They should be brought up about 6 inches apart all the way up through the set. And again, to finish, the set and return finish is the same. Again, it's really nice to have the target here for the return, for the feedback on the set. Now we'll move it back to the right back position. In the past, we haven't set a lot of these because we haven't had a real right back attack. We might have one in the future. So we're going to really start working on this set as well. Still, we're wanting to get squared up to the outside target, flicking the ball back over the left shoulder. Possible, I'm going to say either dump or set. She said if I say set, she's going to the target. If I say dump, she has to dump the ball at one of the four. Set. Dump. set, set, dump, dump. We want the setter to think set, dump. And then at the last second, if I say dump, she's going to dump it. Dump.